14-piece watercolor cake kit. I don't know what the cake is about, but I got it. And here it is. Let's open that baby. Open that baby up. There it is. Comes with a sponge here. Got your colors here. Nice little colors. Okay. And you got one of these pens. Now, I use these in my regular watercolor stuff. That's my old ones over there. And I'm looking at that though. My watercolor kit. I'll show you. This is what I use more regularly. It's just you got your bigger ones, then you got your smaller ones. This is like finer, and then it gets like a little square, and then you got the bigger squares. You can kind of see them here. Got your big square, smaller square, more of a fine one, big fat fine one, but it's fine. Another one, and then you got the square here. I got them out of order, but you know, I do what I do, you know. We have some prompts on the back here. It says, recreate a memory that brings you joy. Create a piece as you play your favorite songs. Create an image of yourself as your spirit animal. Create a bouquet of flowers with each flower representing your friends and or family. It's kind of cute, right? Yeah. 5-day drawing prompts. That's what's up. But I'm not going to follow any of those. I'm going to follow it. I'm going to do what I want to do. Comes with a little nice case. So this thing has like a little stand here. It sucks though, because one part comes off. And here it is, broken here. Put it back. Kind of does something. Let's leave that alone. But it has a little section here. I'm gonna hold it like this while you're painting. You got a little sponge. Still not sure what the sponge is for, but I guess it's for like picking up extra water that you accidentally get on the canvas. And then you got your, your orange, red, lighter orange, your tan, and brown, and whatever, lighter brown, black, 2 blues, 2 greens, and a purple. Not really liking it. Let's see, RGB. Yes, or magenta. Yes, it's not really yellow though. It's kind of tan, right? Yeah, who knows? But yeah, and then you got the black, which is your key. All right, well, I'm not. This is print, so it's going to be CMYK. So that's why I said. So you got your cyan, magenta, yellow, not really, and then your key is black. So yeah, okay. Let it do what it do. All right, now that we have those to the side, we're just going to go on my handy dandy notebook. And okay, my son's been here. Okay, son. I might have to redraw those. It's gonna be the page. This is last time's, and this is now. So let's get going. Let's get busy. So I decided to not go with that paper. I went with this paper. It's still a watercolor paper, and I'm still going to do the same thing, but it's just a different one. I put masking tape on this paper because I want it to be like those TikToks where you get the peely things, and then it'd be like be like a guy in a forest, and then they take the masking tape off and do another piece, like a galaxy in the flashlight or something. But anyway, I decided to do this X-Men themed picture. I wanted to do Juggernaut, and since it's in the shape of a stop sign, it's going to be like the people who are stopping them, kind of like some visual storytelling type thing, a visual storytelling type beat. But yeah, right here I'm loading up my pen because it's like a eyedropper tool. And then you put the brush back on, so then when it drops, when you squeeze it and the water drops, it's going to be into the brush instead of on, like, the scientists when they put the dropper of like calcium or something, and then they put like hydrogen peroxide on it or something, and then it's like, oh, it's a reaction. So basically it's like that, but it's a pen. So then I went in with my
Good old watercolor. Now this, I went in with the lightest version of the colors so that I can go deeper as I go on. So I started off light and then I work away to the dark. And so these colors, you know, that as you gradually go, they get darker, and that's how they're supposed to be. I had some watercolors before that as you went, it just kind of bled into the rest, the old color, which was very disgusting. But yeah, these, they layered nicely and they made nice vibrant colors after you layered them. They wasn't very pigmented by themselves, but that's okay because they layered well. And so as I went, I kept adding more darker colors, more darker shades. And I used the top piece of the palette so I could mix up the colors if I wanted to. I wanted a dark red for him because he wears like a maroonish brown. It's mostly red though. And so I added a little bit of the brown and the red together to get a darker red. And then they also had a purple, which I don't think I used, but you know. And then here I'm using this sponge to get up the excess water. I'm not sure if it worked that well, but hey, it's here. I started to use the brush, the sponge for the brush itself instead of getting it up. But you know, a paper towel worked better, unfortunately. The sponge is just kind of something you can use if you're out of resources, but the paper towel, actually it's a Kleenex, not a paper towel. The Kleenex worked better for me. So yeah, here I'm getting those rocks done because it's like the rocks were falling on his head, and he was just, you know, after he was rampaging, he's like, the rocks are falling on my head. And so that's what he's doing. So the Juggernaut, there we go. So like the Juggernaut, as a villain, he was an alright villain. He was kind of annoying at some parts because he came out of nowhere and it's like, why did we get this guy going? Come on. But he's an okay villain. I can see how it can be very helpful, but I can also see how the evil guys can use him and, you know, make him an asset to their team. I don't know much about Juggernaut though. I don't know his origins or anything. All I know is he likes to run, and he likes to run fast. Or he can run fast because he's very strong, but he likes to run. And when he runs, he just goes through buildings and through everything, and they have to stop him because he's tearing up the city. And so he's very destructive. And that's where someone like Colossus, or, well, not really Beast, but Colossus or Bob comes in and they try to stop him, you know, brute strength. I think there was one where the Hulk was trying to stop him too. But yeah, he's a character. Kind of one-sided or one-dimensional, but he's a character. I haven't known much about him, so he seems one-dimensional to me because I only know the surface of him. But I haven't read an actual Juggernaut comic because, you know, I didn't get there yet. So here I'm going in with the fine liners. I want to get all the details in so I don't lose them when I add more darks. And I'm going to add more darks, but not that many. We got to get these rocks situated so that they can look like rocks and not just piles of poo or something. You know, we got to get the rocks to look like rocks. Got to get the little pebbles, add the effect that's like, oh no, these rocks are crumbling on him, you know? Like they're not just sitting on his shoulder. So as from the last video, you know that my favorite X-Men is Nightcrawler and Colossus. but I haven't actually done much of their stuff yet. For the plans for this one, as I plan to take this masking tape off and put people in there, like, you know, Professor X or something, and act like they're gonna stop him. So here you can see that I am adding the extra fine liners. Then I'm gonna go in with the darker ones. My brush pen, just to get that effect, to get those blacks, so that the shadows can be known. You know, this is the contrast that we're looking for. So the artist that this is originally made by, his name is Wills Portasio, and this is on the Uncanny X-Men number 21. So it's like a reboot of the Uncanny X-Men from the 90s era. By the way, yes, I got this thing from FIVEBELOW. It was $3.99, and yeah, it works pretty well. Now I'm going to go in with some thicker lines. So we start off with our extra fine, now we're going to go in with thicker ones. I'm going to go in with my brush pen to get the extra dark shadows, the shadows that the ultra black shadows that you can't see anything with, and that's a part of the comic style. And now I'm going to take off this tape. Oh yeah, the good old tape. And it's going to be nice and clean. Oh yes, look at that. And there you have it, folks. This is the final product. So nice, so clean. And that's it. That's the whole thing. So I hope you like this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, anything. See you next time. Bye.